zombies should wear shoes. Allow me to explain.
The unluckiest girl in the world, that's me!
Recently, like very recently, like not long ago at all, I was working on the set of a short film as an extra. It was a zombie movie and I was one of the zombie creatures. And I was very excited to be a monster in this film. It's been a bit of a dream of mine because for some reason no one seems to find me terrifying. I don't know why. When I arrived on set, all of the extras had to go straight to makeup, and the makeup designer had gotten this really light foundation to make us all look really pale and dead, and then she put pockmarks on our faces, pretty impressive set of them. But then when she started working on my face, she just kind of paused and stared at me. It's the same color as me, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It just so happened that the shade of foundation she had picked to make everyone look dead was the same color of foundation that I use in regular life. She had to mix it with white to make the difference even noticeable. Once my makeup was done, I got to head straight over to costuming. There I was offered a selection of t-shirts that had been covered in mud earlier in the day, and all of them were men's t-shirts, so they were all really big on me, so I was instructed to tie it in a knot, like in the front, and I was suddenly the most fashionable zombie ever. The extras were given the option to not wear shoes since zombies wouldn't necessarily be wearing them. And I love going barefoot. If given the option, I would never wear shoes. Ever. And when I was given the option on set, I jumped at the opportunity to not have to wear shoes. With my track record, I probably should have given that a little more thought, but I didn't. One of the first shots we worked on was the scene where there were a bunch of zombies just milling around. So I was limping around in the background doing my little zombie thing, and the director would yell, "Noise!" and we would all have to snap our heads in the direction that the sound was supposed to have come from. And then he would yell, "Run!" and we would all do a creepy limping zombie run towards where the noise had come from. But as I was running my limping little run, my foot got caught under me and I stumbled. The director yelled, "Cut!" and I said, "Ow!" When I looked down at my foot, I noticed that my big toe on my left foot was bleeding rather intensely. The end of my big toe from the nail to the tip had gotten ripped off. I was then sent back into the green room where the producer was a little stressed out by the fact that I had gotten hurt. I was trying to reassure him that I was entirely fine, but it's a little hard to say that believably when a piece of your toe is barely attached to you. He bandaged my toe for me, but by the time he was done, it was roughly 4 times its normal size, and there was no way I was getting it back in my shoe. So I had to borrow a sock from someone else to cover the bandages. They told me I could go home if I wanted, but I figured, well, I'm already here and I'm already injured, so why not just finish the job I came to do? For the remainder of my shots, my zombie limp was very real. I also accidentally kicked a bunch of things. The moral of the story? Wear shoes if you're gonna try to be scary.
When all is going wrong and you're scared as hell, what you gonna do, who you gonna tell? Maybe 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories made me interesting at parties. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories made me interesting at parties. Yeah, no, I ain't scared